Alright, so this is the first round of the overextended tournament. I was actually at work when this round happened, so I didn't get to record it at work. So unfortunately, we're going to have to watch a replay for this round and also round 2. The rest of them are actual gameplay though, so don't abandon me just yet. Let's see. Looks like he won the roll. He mulligans to 6. Our hand, it looks alright against an unknown opponent. It seems fine. I think that the Chalice is going to be good in most matchups. The Lodestone is going to be alright in most matchups. The Gifts is probably is really the thing that holds his hand together for me. So yeah, I think it's probably better than your average 6. That may be incorrect though, but either way, we're keeping. So he leads with a Copperline Gorge. So maybe he copied the Elf deck that won last week. Maybe he's some kind of red green aggro deck or something like that. So I almost skipped my turn there accidentally, just clicking too fast. We draw Oracle. There's really not much to do on the first turn. We're just going to play Talaria West and pass. It's nice to keep Talaria West in hand, but I don't think that the way this hand looks, we can assume that we're going to have the luxury of being able to cycle it at some point. So he cycles Monstrous Carabid, which shows us that he's on Living End, which makes our Chalice of the Void fantastic. He does a little bit more cycling, does not find a land, which is great for us. We come up with Cloudpost, which is also great for us, so we're going to play that this turn, and a Chalice for 0 to shut off the card Living End. On his turn, he finally finds his land, does a little bit more cycling, and it's back to us. Now, this turn, we can actually do nothing. We just play. it's maybe next turn that we get a little crazy. So we're just going to play the island. Doesn't really matter though, and say go. And then he finds yet another land. How lucky! Cycling all these cards, and he seems to keep making his land drops. Unbelievable. And here we draw a forest. We're also very lucky. So we go ahead and we can play either the Oracle, the Lodestone, or leave up Gifts. And in this position, I think since he did miss a land drop, and since he doesn't have the or he might have the Cascade spell, but he obviously doesn't have a way to deal with Chalice for 3 mana. I think we're just going to go ahead and start putting the pressure on it and play Lodestone Golem here. So that's what we do. End of turn, he does some more cycling to find another land. Get rid of that. Plays it. And we got a cycle and a pass. So now it goes back to our turn. Draw Wormcoil Engine, which we can't cast either of them in our hand just yet. So we're going to play our Ghost Quarter. We could play Oracle here and hope to hit a land on top of our library so that we can cast Wormcoil next turn. But what I like better here, obviously, is to cast Gifts Ungiven. We're going to find a Cloudpost, a Glimmerpost, a Vesuva, and some other spell. Probably a Light from the Loam to keep us going. That's easily one of the more frequent gifts piles that I do is the 3 or 2 Locust lands, the Vesuva, and a Light from the Loam. Which is actually why I was playing Realms Uncharted in here to begin with. I usually get lands, but you know, the ability to have your early game gifts is going to be very much like a Realms Uncharted, but your mid game and late game gifts are going to be just all gas all the time. It's just fantastic. Gifts is great. I've actually not played with it too much before. I never played it in Kamigawa block because that was just around the time I was starting, and I was not even close to good enough. Not that I am yet, not even close to good enough to be able to play it in that format. And just never played it in extended. So this is kind of my first taste of being able to play with it, and I love it. So let's see what he's got here. This is a turn. We got 5 mana, so this is a 4 mana spell. Nope, just kidding. It's a 3 mana spell. And there we go, Fulminator Mage. Now, the thing that's weird is he doesn't blow up my Cloudpost immediately. I mean, I guess he wants to block, which is fair, since he's at such a low life total. But that's going to allow us to have some fun on our turn. So in turn, we're going to Gifts. Like I said, we're going to get Cloud Post, Glimmer Post. You can see it in the background there. Vesuva and Life from the Loam. It doesn't really matter the way he splits this. He actually puts the Life from the Loam in the graveyard, which I thought was interesting because, you know, then we get to dredge into it and hit more lands. This turn, we're not going to dredge into it. We're just gonna want to play our Wormcoil Engine. So we're going to skip that. We're going to draw another Lodestone Golem. Now, here's something interesting. We can play Vesuva, but he's probably just going to... I thought that he was going to Fulminator Mage or Cloud Post in response. I don't believe that he has the ability to do that, since it's not really a trigger. It's just a comes into play effect. So I should have played the Vesuva here, copying the Cloud Post, but I don't know what I was thinking. I end up playing the Glimmer Post here to try and avoid that interaction that doesn't actually work. And we go ahead and play out Wormcoil Engine here. So I think we're looking pretty good here. We attack with the Lodestone Golem. He blocks and kills our Cloud Post. And then on his turn, he cycles Street Wraith down to 11, which, again, I thought was strange. I don't know. I guess he didn't have the land. You have to assume at least that he didn't have the land to be able to cast the Street Wraith there. And he's certainly got a Cascade spell in his hand, so he was hoping to just hit Ingot Chewer and go off there to put himself back in the game. He doesn't find it, so taps a bunch of mana and then cycles and says go. He's dead on board. Here's another small mistake. I end up dredging Life from the Loam here, which is incorrect. He's already dead on board. I've already got enough pressure in my hand to keep going. Like I can't play the Wormcoil Engine, but I can play the Lodestone Golem here. So I didn't need to dredge this, and it showed him 3 extra cards. So now he knows that I play Sundering Titan and Crucible, which is information I just did not need to give him. But as it turns out, we attack. He can't deal with it, and he dies. Unfortunately, for some reason, Moto didn't save Game 2 in my games folder, so I don't have that to watch back with you guys, unfortunately. I actually got a game loss for showing up late to this round. Like I said, I was at work and we got a little bit busy just as the tournament was starting. Dead for an hour beforehand, but just as the tournament starts, 100 people decide they need to come through. So anyway, I got a game loss, but I managed to win this game and the quote-unquote Game 3 as well. It was basically more of the same. I had an early Chalice of the Void that he just never found an Ingot Chewer for, and I was able to just win the game at my leisure. Like I said, it's almost essentially exactly like what happened here. So that's round 1 in the books, starting off 1-0, which is much better than I started off last week.